Veterinarians of Reddit, what is something most pet owners can do to make their pets' lives better? Rather than just getting them a bunch of toys and hoping that keeps them entertained, just sit on the floor and actually interact with them for a bit. Establishes a connection, and is cheaper than a bunch of fancy products that you toss to them and hope they are enthralled. I think the best thing you can do for your new pet, especially a puppy or kitten, is handle it a lot when they're young. Getting them used to having their feet handled, nails trimmed, mouth opened, even extra benefit if you get them used to teeth brushing daily, gold standard for at-home dental care, ears touched, particularly breeds prone to ear infections, huge benefit in the future if you have to administer topical ear medication. Restraint is also a big thing. I always tell my clients to practice restraint with their animals. That wriggly puppy that is cute when it nips when you hold it still grows up into a large dog that can't be safely examined because it hasn't learned to be okay with restraint. For small pets, stop shoving them in tiny cages and then forgetting about them. Most pet store cages are incredibly tiny compared to the bare minimum the specific animals need. Do your homework and make sure you are getting something large enough. And for pets that you can, let them out. Guinea pigs, rabbits, some birds, they want to be let out and love the extra space. Just do it safely. Again, do your homework to make sure you create a safe space for your pet to play. Removing a mass when it's small is faster, less anesthetic risk, less invasive, less painful, less expensive, and has a better chance of curing cancer should the mass turn out to be cancerous. This is even more pressing on delicate areas like eyelids and feet where there may not be a lot of extra tissue to work with should a large lump need to be removed. Cartrophin/pentosine/Cdax injections are relatively cheap and can keep your pet comfortable by not only helping to prevent future arthritis but by helping to ease any that is already present. Dental disease is serious. Pets will continue to eat even with their teeth forming abscesses. The infection can spread through their body, including to their heart. Removing rotten teeth is the kindest thing you can do for your pets as they age, especially if you haven't been proactive in preventing periodontal disease. They can still eat even with full mouth extractions, and will be so much happier. People often tell me how their pet seems younger again after their rotten teeth are extracted. 10 years working at an animal hospital. Help your pet get used to being touched, especially when they are young. You and by extension your vet needs to be able to look into your pet's mouth, look into their ears, touch their feet and toes. Vet visits are tour for animal who don't like being touched. And you can miss something important if you don't look at these things yourself regularly. Because he doesn't like it. I am a veterinarian. LD like to see people focus not just on quantity but quality of their pet's life. The best thing you can do for that is just incorporate them into your life as much as possible. Pay attention to them, love them, lots of walks, lots of games. You'd be surprised what they can learn. Play hide and go seek. Play fetch. Sit beside them when you watch TV. Pet them, train and socialize them early and well so you won't avoid them because they're not well behaved. We're all so busy, it's so easy to make them an afterthought. You are their whole world, and unless you live on a big farm where they run free, you are their only outlet for activity and happiness. They get bored fast, just like we do. They can't wait for you to get home. They've missed you. Take them for a walk. Do a fun training or agility class with them if you'd like. For health, the biggest things are 1. Exercise, 2. Pay attention to what can be dangerous/toxic for them and avoid it. Heads stuck in potato chip bags is one people miss lately, and keep your drugs out of their reach. They're small and more easily affected. 3. Brush their teeth. Enjoy your pets. They love you. Read up on the food you buy for your pets. You might actually be spending more money for shittier quality food. Not let them get overweight. Get their nails trimmed regularly. Licensed vet tech. Vet tech here, dentals. Regular dental visits go a long way to a healthy and happy pet. Of course, grooming, nail trims, fresh food and water, and regular hospital visits are all extremely important as well. And use tick/flea protection. Get your old babies checked out, cats and dogs. They get sore joints like old folks do too. If you notice your cat doesn't jump anymore or drags the self up the bed, maybe their joints are sore. Go see a vet and see if they need long-term pain relief. If your old lab is slow to rise and fast to lay down, go to the vet. They might be able to go on long-term pain relief. The amount of old animals I've seen turn into a puppy again is amazing. Pain relief, folks. Also dentals, Dim sun cats have teeth too, get them checked at the vet and see if they need a dental. Just basically go to the vet and get your animals checked out. You don't win a prize when you come in with an old skinny, chronically painful dog saying this is his first ever vet visit. Actually play with them, if it's inside or outside, play with them. Note, I am not a vet, I just love animals. Vet here. Here's my best advice, condensed. 1. Thin pets live longer than fat pets. Google a BCS chart and make sure your pet has a visible waist and palpable ribs. No crash diets. 2. Dental disease is way more serious than you think. Get the scale and polish. If we have to extract teeth, and believe me, we would prefer not to, they will still be able to eat. 3. Get your pet a series of Cartrophin, or Zidax, or Adequacy, or Pentosan polysulfate injections when they turn 8. They help slow down the progression of arthritis and are safe and cost-effective. 4. If your cat is stressed at the vet, take home some gabapentin to put on her food before her next visit. She will be safe, happy, and calm, and the vet will be able to examine her more thoroughly. 5. Know what's toxic for your pet. Definitely don't have lilies in the house if you have a cat. 6. Discuss finances. Your vet wants what's best for your pet, and is obligated to recommend all your best options, but if you tell us what you can afford, we can usually come up with a reasonable plan. 7. You deserve a vet you trust. If you don't trust yours, find one that you do. 8. Put your 24-hour ER vet's address into your Google Maps/GPS favorites so you don't have to find it in an emergency. 9. High-quality kibble is fine unless your vet tells you otherwise. Don't feed a dog a grain-free diet unless your vet tells you to, like for an allergy. 10. You can almost definitely give your cat a pill. Ask us for tricks. 11. Be nice. We are human and we all care intensely. Even if we hate you, we probably love your pet. Obligatory not a vet, but used to work in a vets and have a BSc degree in animal sciences and animal management. Actually research your pet before buying them. It sounds obvious, but so many people don't, and they just assume that they know how to care for an animal based on what they've seen on TV or heard from friends/family/pet shops. For example, rabbits are one of the most neglected animals in the UK, because people still think that they belong in hutches. Rabbits actually need a lot of space, and a companion, as well as platforms, rearing up space, and foraging opportunities. I'm a rat owner, and it shocks and saddens me to see the amount of people who keep lone rats in a cage with minimal enrichment, and fleece covering the base instead of a suitable substrate that enables them to display their natural digging and foraging behaviors. Not to mention cages with height, but insufficient floor space for rats to run and play, or cages just full of hammocks, no active enrichment. Research your pets thoroughly before you do anything. Make sure you're acting in the best interests of the animal, and not what's convenient for you. Not a veterinarian, but I worked at one. For the love of God, brush your fucking dog and get its nails clipped on a regular basis. The amount of owners who have gotten upset when the groomer explains they need to shave their dog astounds me. Like you try not combing your hair for 3 months and then go to your hairdresser and see what they say. Former vet tech here. If you aren't willing to pay for monthly medications in the event your new pet were to develop a condition or allergy, don't get a pet. Your dogs can have allergies just like you. The saddest thing was seeing dogs come in with sores from scratching/gnawing or covered in hot spots. Once saw such an itchy golden retriever, she had sores head to toe, even on the inside of her ears. Owners let her itch fervently for months before bringing her in. Yes, Apoquel for allergy relief can start to add up, but your dog's quality of life is worth more than $50 a month. Imagine being itchy 24/7 BC. You have a grass allergy, but you spend half your day in grass. Makes me angry to think about. Not a vet, but my mom is. If you think of getting a pet, think of finances too. Not just how much food, litter, and some vaccinations are, but be sure that you're able to pay the vet bills if an emergency occurs, or even for if your pet needs regular care due to something chronic, an injury that makes them need physiotherapy, etc. We have way too many people struggling with their bills. Some put their needs back, some the animals. Some of the stories are horrifying. If something is off on how your pet behaves, if it suddenly doesn't let you touch certain parts of their body, or anything else you can't put your finger on is happening, go to your vet. Don't wait too long. Many animals are extremely good at hiding severe pain and illness. If you notice anything off, go to the vet. Care about their teeth. If you can't brush them, Let your vet have a look every now and then. They can cause extreme pain, and severe inflammation in there is really dangerous. Visit your pets when they're sick and staying in the veterinary clinic overnight. Obligatory not a vet disclaimer. When my cat was sick, I'd visit him at the vet every day and bring an old towel so he would have something soft to cuddle that smelled like home. After a few days, the staff mentioned a lot of people don't do that. The animals think they're being abandoned and they get depressed. They don't understand why they're here. 20 minutes of mama time lets them know they're still loved. Edit 2 excellent points came up in comments. Visiting makes some animals more agitated, so ask your vet whether this is right for your pet, and COVID restrictions may rule out visitation in your area. Regarding the latter, I'll make one comment. Scents mean a great deal more to cats and dogs than we humans usually appreciate. If you can't visit your pet, ask whether it's okay to drop off a pet blanket. To us it's a small gesture, to the animal it's the comforting scent of home. Their sense of smell is so good they can tell how and long ago you touched it. Even when you can't see them in person, that delivers the message you love them. Don't love your pet with food. The amount of morbidly obese pets. It really does shorten their life and their quality of life, people. And be a big enough person to let them go before they suffer. Don't drag the end out because you can't say goodbye. Qualified equine vet nurse. However, my advice is as a dog/car owner. 1. We just put to sleep our 16-year-old doggy. It was awful, but we got the vet to come to our home, made such a difference. 2. Don't get a dog that is outside of your physical or financial abilities, property size, or commitment. A healer pup is cute as shit, but that bad boy is gonna dig, rip, and destroy everything you own if you don't give it adequate exercise. And for those herding breeds, a lot. 3. Saw someone above mention cartrophin injections. Do it. In addition, look at the recommended age for sterilization in your breed. It can be later than you think and have an impact on their growth plates and later in life. Condition 4. Be safe with your pet's reproductive position. Unwanted cats and dogs are a severe drain on resources and horrible waste of life. 5. Love your pet. Tell them every day. They can hear it in your voice and see it in your actions. They will repay you with everything they have. If you can't love your pet, don't get one. Let it. Forgot 1. 6. Don't praise your pet for bad behavior. The amount of dogs we've seen called schnookums for being a piece of shit because their owner is a piece of shit and never trained them properly is beyond frustrating. It's okay not to have all the answers, but don't give them the goods when they're acting up. Update: it has been a rough afternoon, but we are so grateful that we could have the veterinarian come to our house to put our good boy to sleep. He hated going to the clinic so much that it would have been heartbreaking to take him there and potentially not be able to be with him until the end. Thank you all for your very kind words. Today there will be one less bowl and one less bed. Today you will be at rest under the maple tree, and we will always cherish our 14 years with you. This isn't about quality of life but quality at end of life. Make sure you're with your pet when they are put down. Chances are it's at a vet clinic, the scariest place for the pet, and people leave the room because they just can't bear to watch. What a sad way for your pet's life to end. Some vets will come to your home to euthanize your pet. I am a veterinarian. Please be kind to me and have patience with me. I see so many sick animals every day. I work 10 to 13 hours per day, 4 to 6 days per week. I've taken a lunch 3 times in 4 years. I've put so much blood, sweat, and tears into cases, only to have the owners trash talk me by name publicly on Yelp because they don't understand how medicine works, and they get mad when I explain it to them. The best thing you can do for your pet is to believe me, trust my recommendations, and follow my instructions. Yelp reviews of doctors or prescription medicines are meaningless and are irrelevant. People don't know what they're talking about, are controlled by their emotions, and write fabricated stories. If you ask me to do a physical exam or diagnostics, there is going to be a fee associated with that. People stealing my services is fairly common. Sometimes I spend the money and try my hardest to save the pet, and the pet still does poorly. There are no guarantees in medicine. People will often abuse me and my staff because they are grieving. Grief is not an excuse to be abusive. Some problems are preventable. You can prevent heartworm disease for $8 per month. I am not in the pocket of big kibble, and I truly want you and your pet to do well. Not a vet but work with lots of animals, especially horses, so I interact with a number of vets and we ask this question all the time. Here's a life pro tip for animal owners. 1. Listen to your vet and ask questions. Do not use the internet for answers. 2. Measure your animal food by weight, not volume. This one grinds my equine vet all the time when he gets asked about food amount. They get all the time, well, I had doggy fufu on 3 cups of whatever and I just switched feed. How many cups should I give them? Every feed is going to weigh differently in that cup. Use weight. 3. Yes, dogs are carnivores, but they also require some roughage of sort. Stop this carnivore fad crap. Likewise, stop the only soy fad crap. Wolves eat an entire carcass, especially the stomach contents. 4. If you're worried about something, call the vet and not your neighbor, unless they're a vet. Everyone has a different opinion, especially when it comes to horses. 5. And I know I'm repeating myself, I just can't help it. Do not be afraid to ask questions. When my vets come out to my barn, I have a list of questions for them. Don't be afraid to ask. They are there to help, and if you think annoying the vet, find another one. 6. Send your vet Christmas cards. Veterinarians have one of the highest, if not highest, suicide rate in the country. Appreciation for their sometimes impossible job. Emergency vet here? Please pay attention to your pet in the quiet moments of life. Simple things like an elevated respiratory rate while sleeping can indicate cardiac or respiratory changes that should warrant investigation. If your dog normally wolfs down food and then one day just kinda slowly picks at it, something may be wrong. Teeth chattering can indicate pain. All these little things add up. Owners will beat themselves up when things have gone too far and there's not much to be done, but they didn't know to look. Look up the Cat Grimace scale or Colorado pain scales to get a good feel for painful body language. Pet obesity is a terrible and unfortunately common thing. Look at the Pet Nutrition Alliance if you want to see what companies are willing to share information about their ingredients. And for the love of Christ, I cannot look at your animal and figure out what's wrong, so please let me run diagnostics. I have a debt to income ratio of 4:1. I am not asking to run a blood smear just to make money. From my former vet tech girlfriend, don't leave your pets to be euthanized without you. It's hard to be there and it's hard to watch, but if you leave them they will die scared and looking for you. She had to try and comfort pets whose owners couldn't bring themselves to stay, and it's one of the few things that makes her cry. I'm a vet and here's some tips for our more exotic treants. Training. More animals can be trained than you think, such as rabbits and birds. It's a great bonding experience and good enrichment, especially for more intelligent species, e.g. parrots. Birds can use their training to make vet visits less stressful, such as if they are used to stepping onto strange perches or being in a towel. Birds also benefit from lots of enrichment. Parrot species need a lot more mental stimulation than many people expect, even budgies, and there's loads of great online resources for enrichment tips. Rabbits are so much happier with companions, although typically not a guinea pigs. Look up the Rabbit Welfare Association for great ways of enriching their lives, and how to introduce new companions. Spaying your rabbits/rodents at a young age. Ask around your local vets for who has experience, or look on the Rabbit Welfare Association's rabbit-friendly vet list. Can help prevent a number of future health issues such as mammary tumors, uterine cancers, and pyometras. If your exotic pet, rabbits, birds, reptiles, etc. is looking sick, take them to a vet ASAP. Lots of them are very good at hiding their symptoms, so if they are looking visibly unwell, it could be a lot worse than it seems. And of course, love your pets. They love you too. I am a veterinarian and I say engage in preventative medicine. We are good at treating your pet's problems, but honestly a lot of owners don't seem to keep up with their pet's general health. We have so many pets come in for dental issues, ear infections, flea and tick bites, being overweight, etc. How do you prevent that? Do daily dental chews or sticks approved by the Veterinary Oral Health Council, VOHC, and do regular brushing. Clean your pet's ears at least weekly. Put your pets on monthly prevention and stop overfeeding your pets. People tend to think their pets are overweight because they don't get enough exercise, but honestly it's easier to lose weight by not eating those calories. The chances for developing osteoarthritis and diabetes are higher when pets are overweight, and I bet the last thing you want to do is give insulin shots to your loved one for the rest of their life. Also, pay attention to your pet. Little changes can mean big things. Your pet is drinking and urinating more? Maybe it's diabetic or has some type of endocrine or kidney problem. Is your cat vomiting and having consistent diarrhea? Could be IBD, hyperthyroidism, or something else. So whenever you go to your vet, get diagnostics done, you have no idea how many people expect me to know what's wrong while declining basic tests like blood work and x-rays. Honesty, it's infuriating sometimes because I can't help you unless you let me do what I need to do to diagnose your pet. As an owner, you are the advocate for your pet's health, but I feel a lot of people don't pay attention to their pet until it's too late. Honestly, it's a bit depressing. The veterinary world is slammed right now with cases and being overworked, so every little bit you can do to help your pets helps us out too. Not a vet, but I take care of many pets as a side gig. The biggest thing you need to give, but most people don't, to your pet is exercise. Much like humans, modern pets are at risk of being overweight, which leads to other health issues. So get them moving. Walk your dog, or your cat if they have the right temperament. Play fetch with them. Get them to chase something. Keep them active and they will be happy and healthy. In connection with that, get a pet with the same activity requirement as you already conduct. Don't get a German Shepherd if you live a mostly sedentary life, as their anxiety they get from a lack of activity will cause both you and them no end of grief. Also, don't expect the simple fact that you have a dog to give you an excuse to increase your activity amount.